At Christmas dinner, I thought it would be just another family gathering filled with laughter, food, and maybe a few awkward moments. My wife's family had always been close-knit, and although I often felt like an outsider, I still showed up because I loved her. That night, however, I noticed something different. The smiles were forced, the whispers more frequent, and the glances exchanged across the table seemed to have meanings I couldn't quite grasp. As I sat with a plate of food in front of me, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was being hidden from me. My wife sat beside me, laughing a little too hard at her brother's jokes and avoiding my eyes whenever I tried to catch her gaze. It was unusual. She was normally affectionate during gatherings, but tonight she acted as if I wasn't even there. The evening carried on with carols playing softly in the background and gifts piled under the tree. I tried to participate, asking questions and chatting with her cousins, but the unease inside me kept growing. It wasn't until her mother made a passing comment that the puzzle pieces started to come together. She said something about new beginnings in the new year, and the whole table nodded knowingly, except me. Moments later, the front door opened, and a man walked in carrying a bottle of wine. The entire family lit up as though a celebrity had arrived. My wife stood quickly, her smile genuine for the first time that night, and she hugged him warmly, far too warmly. My chest tightened, and I felt my world tilt. I recognized him instantly, her coworker, the one she'd once brushed off as just a friend. The room grew colder as realization sank in. I sat there frozen while her father offered the man my seat at the head of the table, the spot usually reserved for me as the husband. Everyone laughed, clapped, and welcomed him like he belonged. No one seemed to notice my confusion, or maybe they didn't care. My wife finally introduced him casually, but the way she looked at him said everything she didn't say out loud. I tried to speak, to ask what was happening, but my voice caught in my throat. The family conversations carried on, ignoring my silence. My wife leaned in close to him, whispering and giggling, while I sat powerless. It wasn't just betrayal, it was betrayal orchestrated by everyone around me. I was the only one left in the dark. Through the clinking of glasses and the chatter, I realized what they had planned. This wasn't an introduction. This was a replacement. They were easing him into the role that was supposed to be mine, right in front of me, as if I were invisible. The humiliation burned deeper than the betrayal itself. My mind raced with memories, our wedding vows, the promises we made, the sacrifices I had given for her happiness. All of it felt like a cruel joke now. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but I could see it in their faces. No one would support me. They had chosen him, and I was just a shadow at my own table. Finally, I stood up. My chair scraped loudly against the floor, and the laughter stopped for a moment. All eyes turned to me, but not with guilt, only with annoyance, like I was interrupting their perfect evening. My wife didn't even flinch. She just looked at me coldly, almost daring me to speak. I managed to find my voice and said, "I see what this is. I hope you all enjoy your Christmas." My words were calm, but inside, I was breaking apart. Without waiting for a response, I walked out the door, leaving behind the warmth of the house and stepping into the freezing night air. As I drove away, tears blurred my vision, but I didn't turn back. The life I thought I had built with my wife was gone, destroyed not just by her affair but by the family who had welcomed me once and now discarded me. It hurt more than I could explain, but I knew staying would mean losing myself completely. In the days that followed, I packed my belongings and filed for divorce. She didn't fight it. In fact, she moved on with him almost instantly, as though I had never been a part of her life. Her family never reached out, not even to ask if I was okay. It was the darkest Christmas I had ever experienced, but in the end, I realized it was also a strange kind of gift. I saw the truth, as painful as it was, and it freed me from a life built on lies. Sometimes the worst betrayals open the path to the life we truly deserve. That night, I lost my wife and her family, but I found the strength to begin again. And this time, I'll never allow myself to sit quietly at a table where I don't belong.